And this one is the standalone sequel to the game Calico, although this game does play quite a bit different than that. But this one is a competitive game where players are going to be drafting different tiles and then using those to complete different garments by creating certain sets. Each player starts with a player board as well as some starting buttons, which are going to be dictating the color, pattern, and type of garments that you'll want to create. There's also a shared rondelle in the middle of the table where each player is going to have a cat of their color. You're going to be moving your cat around that rondelle in order to draft different colors and patterns of yarn. And I should mention that this one is our Discord pick of the week, which is no surprise after seeing how popular Calico has been, and this one looks like a really fun addition to the series. This is a game that plays over a series of rounds where at the start of each round, players are going to be taking turns moving their cats around the rondelle in order to draft different colored yarn tiles. These tiles are also double-sided, with each side representing a different type of stitch, and the way that you draft it is the way that it remains. You're not allowed to flip the tile after you've drafted it. This continues until each player has 4 pieces of yarn, and then players will be able to simultaneously perform their actions. You can spend a yarn in order to gain a matching color garment card, and the garment cards are basically your objectives, which are going to be dictating the type of sets that you're going to want to collect onto that card, and it's also going to be granting you with some amount of victory points, and also possibly some instant benefits. Whenever you perform this action to trade in a tile to gain one of these, you will be able to draw 2 of these and then pick one. And if you really want to flip one of your yarn tiles over to the other side because you really need that other stitch, there is an action that allows you to do that, but you do have to spend a yarn tile in order to do this, so it does come at a significant cost. Players might also find themselves with these Paw Tokens, which you can gain through those instant bonuses that I mentioned earlier. And if you do have any of those, you can just spend them at any point in order to get any color and stitch of tile that you want. So these are really nice tokens to have. But then, of course, there is an action that allows you to finish a garment, and in order to do this, you don't actually need to have your garment fully completed, because you're just going to be getting the amount of victory points dictated by how far you were able to get down that garment card. A nice thing about finishing these cards is that when you do decide to do that, you'll then be able to put up to 3 different buttons onto that garment to finish it off, and each garment can only have 1 button of each shape, and each one of these buttons is going to dictate the type of garment, the color, or the patterns that are needed in order to put that button on it. But the game continues like this over a series of rounds, and then at the end of the game, the player with the most victory points from all their knitted garments is going to be the one to win the game. And if you do already own the original Calico game, this also does come with a mini expansion for it, so if you're interested in that, you might want to check this out as well, but I will have a link to this campaign in the description below, and of course you can click to get notified.